Hey guys, it's Matt Goldsman from GamersCast, and today we are taking an early look at the DualShock 4, otherwise known as the PlayStation 4 controller. As you guys know, the PlayStation 4 does not launch until November 15th in about just over 2 weeks. But they are selling these controllers online right now. You can pick one up over on Amazon.com or wherever else you go for your game accessories. Though I should give you a little bit of warning about this product because it doesn't seem to be, hardware-wise, it's completely the PlayStation 4 controller. Software-wise though, nothing will really fully support it until the PlayStation 4 itself comes out, obviously. But it does have PC support and it has partial PlayStation 3 support. So this controller will work as of right now on a PlayStation 3 in a limited capacity. I've heard around the grapevine that Sony is going to be releasing a firmware update soon to possibly give it a lot more usability with PlayStation 3 games, but as of right now it's incredibly limited. On the PC end of things, it's kind of like a plug-and-play experience, but not so much. Because yes, while you can plug it in and the drivers will install right away, no problem plug and play in that respect, not many games have native support for the PS4 controller, while most games do have support for the Xbox 360 pad. So I actually didn't find a single game in my Steam library that supported this, or at least I couldn't find one that supported this other than the Steam Big Picture main menu, and even on there the D-pad didn't work for scrolling and I had to use left stick. However, if you do have a program that allows for custom controller configurations, if you were to select this, which comes up on screen as wireless controller, which is odd because it only seems to work in a wired capacity at this point, then you can bind the keys all up on your own and it works just fine. With the exception of the touchpad. The touchpad itself you can't really use, and motion controls don't seem to be active as of yet. However, you can actually map the touchpad. If you push down, it is a button. So if you can actually map that in whatever game or software you're trying to use it. There's also a speaker right there. Who knows if that's going to be approved for? Probably used in the same capacity as the Wiimote speaker. On the other side, underside, we have headphone jack, extension jack. Here up top we have a share button and an options button. No start menu. On the few PS3 games that did work, start was mapped to the options button. So just keep that in mind. It's a little weird thing. Maybe PS4 games will start saying press options to start. Other than that though, I really like the feel and design of this controller. The sticks are phenomenal. The old sticks sort of had that concave, I believe is the word, tops, whereas this goes in then out again, and it's made of a really, really nice material that has some good friction to it, so the sticks feel very, very good. The D-pad doesn't feel as spongy. It's weird to describe, but it feels a bit firmer than the PS3 D-pad did. What I like are the new triggers because these have a bit more feedback to them than the PS3 ones, which I always called flappers. And while these are, yeah, I guess you could call these triggers, they are a lot better than the old ones. Here we have the light bar on top, which indicates the player number you are and if it's charging or looking to pair up. See, it's looking for a PS4 to pair up with. Right now that doesn't work on PS3, so all I can do is push the PS button and make it blink. It will glow orange when it's charging. Speaking of charging, mini USB, which is really odd because the original PS3 controllers used normal USB, and mini USB I had to search around and I had to find an old LG phone charger in order to get it to charge. So that was kind of interesting. The packaging itself did not come with a cable to charge it with. Hopefully the PS4 itself will. I didn't actually look into that yet, but so be it. Other than that, the controller feels very, very good. Obviously, I can't really speak for the touch pad itself, but the back seems to be made of a different material than the front, which has a very firm feel. The circle around the D-pad and the cross circle, triangle, square buttons seem to be made of a different material than the rest of the controller too, and it's the kind that attracts fingerprints, so you'll only have fingerprints around these two little circles. So it's really, really peculiar in that sense. And like I said before, only some PS3 games seem to work with it. I tested it on Okami. Okami had no support. I tested it on FIFA. FIFA worked on the menus, but it wouldn't let me go beyond the menus because it said it needed a wireless connection. This does not support any wireless capacity on PS3 yet. You need to have it wired in order to work on your PS3, and motion controls and such, those kind of things won't work on PS3 as well. Other than that though, it's a very nice controller. It's definitely an improvement over the PS3 controller, and while I can't really say too much about it yet because I mean it's not fully supported in any capacity, I can't speak for the touchpad at all, but aside from what I do know, it's a very nice controller. I really like it, but the price point is so steep. What is with these controllers lately being so expensive? It's 60 bucks, which I suppose makes a little more sense than the Wii Pro controller, which I reviewed, which was 50, because this has a touchscreen, accelerometers, and a little thing that blinks. So maybe that explains it. All in all, it's a very good controller. Okami didn't work, FIFA worked. FIFA didn't work, 13 or 14. D-pad felt good. Call of Duty 4 worked, so I was able to test the sticks. They felt very good for a shooter. Pac-Man worked. Worked pretty well. I used D-pad for that because it didn't feel right using it with the stick. And that is basically all she wrote. There's the PS3. Here's the DualShock 4 controller for you in all its glory. I've been Matt Goldsman from GamersCast. Check out more over at GamersCast.com. And until next time, I'll catch you next time.